Alright, so today I want to tackle the very controversial topic of what recently happened in Naruto, the manga, chapter 631. Sasuke said he wants to become the Hokage. Now, it's mind-boggling on many different levels, him saying that, and I want to, I guess, give my take on the whole situation because I didn't really dive into it, and just kind of talk about the good and the bad. I'm not here to defend it, but I'm also not here to bash it. I just want to give my take overall on it. So, Sasuke's been on a roller coaster. A lot of you may know it's been from he was a little boy just trying to figure out what he wants to do, to being going with Orochimaru for power, to kill Itachi, to eventually realizing, you know the story anyway. And for the longest time, I think everyone's been in a way struggling back and forth. Like, okay, it's freaking awesome that he's going evil and you want to see this final battle between him and Naruto. But at the same time, you're also looking at it like, man, I want them to be friends one day again. I want them to understand, Sasuke, why won't you come to your goddamn senses and realize it? And that's the thing that kind of tripped me up a little bit about it, is that a lot of times, most of us were saying, Sasuke, come to your goddamn senses, you know? When is this character going to realize that what he's doing is wrong? Your brother didn't want that. Your brother was trying to protect the village. Why are you doing this? And what I don't understand is why people were actually very upset about this when the character does finally come to his senses and is like, okay, you know, I'm done with all this hatred. I'm going to do what my brother wanted. No, Sasuke, you suck. Why you want to be Hokage? Now, obviously, him saying this is very problematic on different aspects. First of all, if it's up to any sane person a part of the village, it'll never happen. Because he's done so much already, he went down such a dark path, why would you ever allow him to do that? Let alone accept him into the village again after all he's done. So if he does save the village from the catastrophe that's going on right now in the 4th Great Shinobi War, yeah, maybe you could pardon some stuff. But altogether, to let him off scot-free and announce him as Hokage, I don't even think that that should be considered. Now, Naruto would probably allow it. But then again, Naruto doesn't really have much say-so as far as politically goes. Sure, he has the strength to go, but first of all, we still don't know the fate of Tsunade. We still don't know if we need another Hokage. And regardless of what, the entire nation, not only the village, the nation, all the Shinobi Alliance aren't going to allow it. It's just not going to be allowed. You think for a moment that if the Raikage alive is going to allow that without going to war with Konoha, you're out of your mind. It's not going to be allowed unless he does something out of this world, and still he will have to be punished. At the very least, I would say, is that they pardon some of his crimes. They won't allow him in the village, but they'll say, alright, whatever, just do what you want, but just don't be bothered with the village. But to think, him saying he wants to be Hokage, he would have to go to prison for 5 years or something. That's the only thing I can think of. Put him in a Konoha jail cell, and then once he's served his time, come out. Maybe like a time skip after that. Because other than that, for him to become Hokage with everything he's done without suffering the consequences in any sort of way regarding either doing some sort of time or, you know, just some big punishment, it would be out of the question. Because, yeah, he might save the village. He might do all sorts of things. But it doesn't make up for the simple fact that, one, he attacked the 5 Kage Summit. He went in on every one of them, trying to kill everyone from the Mizukage to Gaara to the Raikage. He tried to kidnap B, the Raikage's brother. You know, he went on basically and became an international criminal by doing so. He didn't only piss off Konoha, he didn't only become a traitor to Konoha after he left for Orochimaru. He kept on adding to his crimes. So there's no way he can be pardoned for everything regardless of how much he does as far as with this war, this incident. So him saying he's going to be Hokage is not going to happen. I could say right now I want to be president. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. So just because he has a wild dream, I don't think that that necessarily makes him stupid. I mean, it's an outlandish statement. Very outlandish. Everyone was looking at him. For me personally, I had the reaction of, this guy's talking nonsense, whatever. Like, everyone, I had the reaction of how Shikamaru and them, like, yo, you out of your mind? You know that's not happening. Why would you even consider saying something like that? I understand, though. Like, for me personally, I think that is justified, him going this route, because it's finally, pretty much like I said, him coming to his senses. He realized and understands that what his brother went through was just ridiculous, and what his brother would have wanted is what he's finally accepting. Now, the way he went about it, it feels problematic as far as, you know, instead of listening to Naruto all this time, instead of listening to everybody that was close to him, a story from Hashirama kind of made him change his mind. So, in that aspect, you look at it and you're like, okay, it seems a little bit weird. It seems a little bit off. It shouldn't be like that. And I understand that. That is definitely problematic. It should have been Naruto to change his mind because, in all honesty, it's kind of freaking crazy that as much as Naruto, Sakura, everybody tried to bring him back to the village, the one who brought him back is Orochimaru. And that's the one thing that really just trips you out. It's like, wait a minute, Naruto's done everything to bring this guy back, but the crazy, creepy, pedo snake guy is bringing him back. So there's problematic aspects to it, but I don't think in any shape or form him saying he wants to be Hokage and he wants to basically be what his brother would have wanted him to try to be is problematic. He came to a decision. He finally is standing firm on a decision. It's like, okay, the hatred is done. I understand what I did was wrong, and I understand you probably won't forgive me, but this is what I want to do, and I don't care what you guys think about me. And that's where I say, okay, that's pretty dope. He understands he did wrong. He understands it's probably not going to happen as far as the powers that be, but we don't even know if he means I'll be Hokage whether I have to take the village by force or not. All we got was one line. You can't jump on one line. But I will say, though, that I don't see it happening as far as the powers that be. If it's anybody above Naruto's head, it's not going to happen. Even Kakashi, nobody would let that happen. So, regarding Sasuke's dream, I think that it's good. He finally came to his senses. He's doing what his brother wanted him to do. The story with Hashirama and Madara really just made him change his mind in the certain fact that he saw there was an Uchiha that had a good mindset and had a good idea where he wanted to go and protect the village, and things just kept on going sour because of the people around Madara and Hashirama. And he's like, okay, I understand where things could go now, but I have the will and I have the drive to bring this village to a peaceful place where Madara couldn't. And that's where I think Sasuke learned his lessons from Hashirama and Madara. Not the greatest. Again, I think that it would have been much better if Naruto brought him back, or if he just would have done this a lot sooner. Like, learning the truth from Toby, the truth, yeah, there was a couple things left out or whatever, but I think right then and there he should have just been like, I'm angry, but at the same time I understand what my brother did and I respect my brother's wishes. And from there on, he should have kind of gave Toby the finger. So, I understand where people's frustrations are in certain aspects, but I don't understand why people would be upset with him saying that when he just wants to fulfill what his brother wanted in the end. He finally came to an understanding, came to his senses, put down all the bullshit, and is like, I'm going to do what my brother wanted. And that's the best thing about it. I think him coming to that conclusion makes more sense than anything. And he said it many chapters back anyway, about 4 or 5 chapters anyway. You know, I decided I want to protect the village. And he said, what's a better way to protect it than to become the leader? And let me know what you think as far as this. The whole thing with Sasuke wanting to become Hokage. Where is it that you see it being problematic? Or do you see it being a good thing? Overall, from the get-go, from a while now, I would have preferred to see it Sasuke basically trying to destroy the village and a final battle with Naruto. Kishimoto throws the curveball, and we might see a final battle between him and Naruto regarding the Hokage position, depending on how things go. I think in order for him to even try to attempt to get Hokage position, we need another time skip, because having 2 16-year-olds fighting over control of a village would seem a little bit awkward. I think that we need one more time skip in order to see Sasuke finally try to come for a position of Hokage, even if it's just a time skip for a final fight. Again, let me know what you think, though, overall thoughts on it. Like I said, there's problematic aspects to it, but as a whole, Sasuke came to his senses and made the right decision finally, and that's the best part about it. ForneverWorld, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see where all this is going, because Team 7 is reunited, and it feels so good. As always, people, have an awesome day.